up in a minus world. And they go through and they give a really good in-depth explanation of why it works and all that and why the bug's there. But what's actually really interesting is what they do is they explore on other versions of Super Mario Brothers whether or not you can go to the minus world. And they test it. They test it on a variety of different ones. They try it on what did they try it on? They tried it on the Famicom. Was the Famicom disk system? No. They tried it on the cartridge re-release. Or the cartridge re-release in Japan, and it worked normally. But then they tried it on the Famicom disk system, and that got really interesting because in the disk system version, because of where, I forget exactly what it is, but because of the way that the code was structured, you still could use the exploit and still go to a minus world, but it was a different minus world. And it was a minus world you actually could beat. And it got weird. Like, I think at one point, they had to fight a Bowser that had a head that was the bottom of Princess Toadstool's dress. Like, really weird. Almost makes me want to get a Famicom disk system just to try that out myself. Well, I guess I could theoretically do it on an emulator, but what's the fun in that? Oh, okay, I stood up. I was wondering why I wasn't rolling. There we go. And I didn't show it off, but the X-ray beam, again, another good example of, making you use what you got immediately so you understand how it works. You could use the X-ray beam to see the hidden passageways. And find your way out of the room. I am really low on energy. Especially when I do that. Alright, there we go. Actually, I really need to revisit the Metroid Prime game. I loved the original one. I thought the original one was really great. I couldn't get as much into the second one, though. And I don't think I even tried the third one. Oh, since I've got a bunch of you in the stream right now, I was going to ask you a question. I was considering doing, right now I'm just kind of doing random whatever game I want to play at the time, streaming. I was thinking if I'm going to do this on perhaps a daily basis for like an hour or two a day, I was thinking about possibly playing through a longer game. And I was wondering if you might be interested in something like that, playing through something with either passwords or saves, which means I could try to go through an RPG like Earthbound or Chrono Trigger or what have you. The downside is I don't know how visually entertaining it would be doing, say, like an RPG, just due to the fact that you're going to be grinding a lot, and it's not that interesting to watch someone battle enemies over and over again repeatedly. But let me know what you think. if it's something that sounds interesting to you, then I can try to I can try and do that. Yeah, I heartily agree. Prime 1 was awesome. I think the main thing with Prime 2 was I didn't like the light and dark stuff. It didn't work as well for me. I liked a lot of things about it, and I was pumped when it came out. But it just didn't appeal to me the same way that Metroid 1 did, or Metroid Prime did. I am not playing through Zork. Well, I suppose I theoretically could, but I'm gonna stick to consoles for now. I'm afraid that if I tried to stream, on most of my computers, it would be very it would just make the little CPU chiplet pop. Shadow of the Colossus, that's one I have got to, I really have to get back to and finish. Because I own it. In fact, I own 2 copies of it technically, because I bought it on the PlayStation 2. And then I wound up, when I got my PlayStation 3, I bought the Shadow of the Colossus Ico combo. And I beat Ico, and oh, Ico is so good. It's so good. And with Shadow of the Colossus, it was also, yes, I know, I never finished it. I got to the flying Colossus, the winged one, and then I got distracted by something shiny. And yes, I am going to at some point finish Shadow of the Colossus. I am. It's not going to remain uncompleted. In fact, if I'm doing streaming, I might even stream it. Might have to upgrade my streaming capabilities first, but. But I wouldn't mind. It's nothing but shiny. No, it's mostly rock. And if you really want to get down to it, the shadow is actually black and kind of oozy. Seriously though, that is one really good looking game for PlayStation 2. Firefly, that's another thing I have to finish. I'm bad about being distracted by shiny things. You jangle keys in front of me and I'm just like, oh. What was I doing again? Show your There we go. I'm up for doing Chrono Trigger or Earthbound. I like both of them. One thing I might do to try to make the streams flow better is I might do most of the grinding off screen, like between streaming sessions, grind to where that we can spend more time, you know, dealing with story and interactions and exploring new areas rather than grinding to where that we can where I can find my battles better. That way, you know, it won't take 1.5 million streams to do, and to where that, you know, something more interesting than always fighting another rat will be happening on screen. Another thing which I might do is I might revisit Fallout 3, and I could do a playthrough of Fallout 3. Well, a somewhat of a playthrough. I mean, there's so much in Fallout 3 that I would not get to all of it, but that's also a possibility, because I've revisited Fallout 3 so many times. Yeah, admittedly, RPGs are almost better on YouTube for gameplay-wise, just because you can edit. Oh, wait, I don't need to go there yet. Simply because you can edit out the grinding, you can edit out the all that kind of stuff, and keep it flowing very, very, very smoothly. Yes, that does. One thing that I will say, if I do Earthbound for a live stream, I am not going to sit down and get the Sword of Kings again. Well, unless I get really super lucky. Because the last time it took me 3 days of near constant playing to get the Sword of Kings. And I am not doing that again. Yes, exactly, Seiko, like the Sword of Kings. You might actually remember that. No, actually, I take that back. You definitely remember that, because you were there. Yes, that's one thing. I don't want that battery save to die on that Earthbound part, because doggone it, I have the Sword of Kings on it. That was an achievement that I thought I would never actually do. I don't want to have to do it again. Yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah, with my luck, I'll be like, oh well, I tried for 3 days on the live stream to get the Sword of Kings. I'll go ahead and turn the live stream off. Well, I'll fight one more battle and then I get the Sword of Kings or something. It's like that time you did something really awesome. Well, shoot, that's like the time that I managed to go through Contra without taking any damage whatsoever. Didn't lose a single life, and I recorded it!